bartender, server, busser, line cook.
Ready to rebound and running into a problem.
Unemployment right now is definitely a game changer.
Businesses struggling to hire even though millions are still out of work.
It's time that we end these programs that have incentivized people to stay out of the workforce.
Some claim boosted unemployment benefits are keeping workers at home. Others say it's more complex.
Trying to do that remote work from home and remote learning was almost impossible.
Tonight, we're taking the issue 360, hearing multiple perspectives as workers and companies navigate this once-in-a-generation rebound. And tonight, nearly 10 million people in our nation are unemployed, and that number hasn't changed much from a month ago.
And it comes as businesses are struggling to hire. Many say their rebound is being slowed because they just can't get enough workers to meet their needs.
Today, Missouri joined a growing list of states doing away with a $300 per week federal unemployment benefit boost. That added benefit isn't set to expire until September, and some say that extra money is making it too easy for people to stay home and avoid getting a job.
But is it really that simple?
Tonight, we are taking this rebound conversation and going 360. We'll hear from a mom who was laid off and worries about childcare, and a Colorado restaurant manager working around the clock to cover a staffing shortage.
We're also talking to the state labor department, digging into the story behind our unemployment numbers, and a congresswoman who wants to put an end to the boosted benefits. Denver7 Sloan Dickey begins our 360 coverage.
Kitchen specialists are the tortas, fairly operational.
Patrick Dizon is the general manager at Comida Restaurant in the Stanley Marketplace.
I do pre-shift at 20.
But right now, he wears many hats.
Bartender, server, busser, line cook, working on the line, head pastry chef, dishwasher, all of it.
All the roles that haven't been filled since restaurants began indoor dining.
Our kitchen, back of the house, we're probably at a good 30%. Yeah, 30%. So we're hiring.
But hiring, he says, has been difficult.
We're on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Poached, Craigslist.
He says competition with unemployment benefits has made new hires harder to find.
Keeping those benefits going for as long as they have been has really put a damper on things because it's causing a lot of people to not work.
More than 5 states are choosing to end the boosted unemployment benefits to get people back to work. The move comes after a disappointing employment report released last week that showed the U.S. economy recovered just 266,000 jobs, far short of the expected 1 million.
Unemployment right now is definitely a game changer. While some people are looking for work and some people are not.
The Colorado Department of Labor and Employment tells Denver7 that labor shortages and hiring challenges are anecdotal, and the data point to a different picture on jobs. The state's unemployment rate dropped from 6.9% in December of 2020 to 6.4% in March of this year, and there are fewer job postings in May of 2021 as there were in the same month in 2019.
This is my reality right now, and it's not going to be our reality forever, but I think it's just, we felt like we needed to step up.
For parents who can't get kids back into daycare or back into a classroom, they say they're forced to stay home. And if they can't give themselves 100% to a company right now, why go back?
Does it even make sense right now?
Across the country, 4.6 million women are out of work. 2 million are still unemployed. But the other 2.6 million women say they've stopped looking for jobs because of demands at home.
Server, bartender-wise, that you are coming in on Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Back at Comida, Dizon wants you to know.
Definitely hiring. We're looking for people.
His doors are open to whoever wants to come back. Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Another voice in this 360 debate is Colorado Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. And she believes if unemployment benefits were taken away, the economy would reopen at a faster pace. And over the last 48 hours, she's been very vocal on social media about this, writing today in a tweet, 44% of small businesses have open positions that they can't find anyone to fill. Unemployment bonuses are killing the American dream, she says. And this is a position echoed by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Last week, it blamed boosted unemployment benefits for slowing the rebound and called on lawmakers to end the program.
Now, President Biden has a different take. He says his jobs plan is working and the economy is heading in the right direction overall. And he says our rebound will be a marathon, not a sprint. And yesterday, he asked people collecting unemployment benefits to take their responsibilities seriously.
Anyone collecting unemployment who is offered a suitable job must take the job or lose their unemployment benefits.
And there are some pandemic-related safety exceptions to that rule. President Biden did not announce any new enforcement against any rule breakers.
So as you heard in Sloan's report, some local restaurants claim those unemployment benefits are reducing the incentive for people to come back to work for them. And I talked to one of the leading voices in the country on this issue, SARU JAYARAMAN from One Fair Wage. And she says the solution here is simple. Restaurants should pay minimum wage on top of tips. And she says proof that it works can be seen in the 7 states that require it.
Not only have these 7 states experienced greater growth in the restaurant industry than Colorado, small business growth has been higher than Colorado. They've also had 1/2 the rate of sexual harassment in the restaurant industry. Wow. Because when you pay people a full minimum wage, it turns out they don't have to put up with as much from customers. They can actually count on a wage from their boss, like every other worker in every other industry.
And a new study from One Fair Wage shows 53% are considering quitting the industry altogether, but that 78% say a stable, livable wage would make them stay.
All right, so now we want to hear from you. What voice are we missing here in this conversation? What steps do you want to see taken to help our state rebound? Email us at 360@thedenverchannel.com.
Well, tonight, the Poudre School District moved forward with a plan to keep school resource officers on its campus. Now, the issue stoked a lot of debate among parents. Some said SROs build positive relationships between law enforcement and children. Others raised concerns that students of color can be unfairly targeted by these officers. So the board voted to work out contracts with 3 different agencies with a focus on restorative justice and then bring them back for discussion.
You know, senior year of high school is tough enough. Tack on a pandemic, the push for good grades to get into college, and it can all be overwhelming.
And for one teenager in Prowers County, it was even more so as she fought for her life. But as Denver7's Adi Guajardo reports, with incredible determination, she never lost sight of her goals.
Graduation is just around the corner in the small town of Holly, Colorado.
It's a population of 800.
Kristen Tiefer-Tiller calls this place home. It's where she paved a path to a bright future.
I had wanted valedictorian ever since I was a freshman.
A goal that hit a speed bump in 2019, her junior year of high school.
This is leukemia. Honestly, I was very nervous and very scared.
She was just 17 years old.
She was diagnosed with acute myelocytic leukemia, which is a blood disorder.
Dr. Robert Casey, a pediatric psychologist at Children's Hospital, says it can be fatal without a bone marrow transplant.
She had to go through very intensive chemotherapy prior to her transplant, which makes you feel terrible.
Kristen was hospitalized at Children's Hospital in Aurora her entire junior year.
As I said to her, it's going to be very difficult for you to be valedictorian of your class, given what you have to fight.
I said, watch me.
She did homework from her hospital bed, hours from home and school. Her small town raised more than $50,000 to help cover medical expenses.
Sending me letters to read every day or texting me.
Empowering her with positivity. In December of 2019, she received a bone marrow transplant.
I was nauseous daily. I was in a lot of pain.
Determined, she kept pushing. And on January 7th of 2020,
I beat it. It was gone. I fulfilled my dream.
She beat cancer and returned to school her senior year during a pandemic.
My immune system was very low. I had to be extra careful. I wore masks before they were cool.
Finals wrapped up last week.
I worked my butt off.
And now anticipation is building.
We find out Thursday if I get it.
If she will be the next Holly High School valedictorian.
Even if I don't get it, at least I'll know I tried my hardest. And with everything I went through, that I was still determined.
A perseverance reflected in every action.
Like Bob said, I don't have to be the best, but I have to try my best.
An inspiration for her Dr. Casey.
She's such an amazing person.
Who will be in the crowd as she crosses the stage on graduation day. Kristen's secret to life is a mindset.
You can accomplish whatever you want to do. You can follow your dreams. You can set a goal and accomplish it.
Her next goal? College. Adi Guajardo, Denver7.
happy hour can start earlier and earlier in the day.
A pandemic sales boost.
We saw about 20 to 30% growth.
Shoppers are flocking to liquor stores and dispensaries, but is there a hidden cost behind the business boom?
How many people were in recovery and lost their job and went back to drinking?
Tonight, we are taking a 360 look at addiction, how the pandemic could be helping or hurting those at risk for dependency.
Some sun returns tomorrow, along with the beginning of a warming trend.